Hey dumb people, gun people. You probably think I'm on the wrong channel. No, I'm talking about guns. Crazy cop story on a case where I was in the Air Force, and what the news said compared to what really happened. So I'm at, well, I won't even say the base because it might be able to identify. I'm not trying to bring this girl any more heat than she already had, even though she probably deserves it. But so I'm the supervisor of the canine guys out there, and one of my troops is a female, and she's cute and blonde, and everybody likes her. She doesn't have to do a lot of work, but everybody likes her, and you know, we got a woman as a dog handler, so everybody's happy. And like most women, you know, 2 or 3 years after you put all this training and everything, she gets pregnant, has a baby, and then gets out of the Air Force. So they've wasted all this time and money to be politically correct, and then she gets out and they lose all the money in training. But whatever. So she's a dog handler, and her husband is a dog handler, and he is overseas somewhere. And while he's overseas, she starts seeing another cop in the squadron who is married. And this guy just had a new baby with his wife. But his wife doesn't know about the dog handler that works for me, and the dog handler's husband doesn't know about these two. So everyone else knows it. Nobody says shit. I mean, you know, they're both married, and you know, they're doing their thing, and most people just kind of like stay out of it unless they have to get involved. Well, they stayed out of it. So this girl and this guy, two married guys that are going out with each other, been seeing each other for months, go out on a road next to a big waterway that comes in, and it's in California, so it comes in from the ocean and then it goes back out, and it's kind of fresh water and salt water. But anyway, it's a pretty deep canal, good fishing area. So they're driving out there in the middle of the night, and car goes into the creek, the river, and she gets out. He gets stuck in a vehicle, drowns and dies. So she's driving his car. And this is going to be critical here when you start the investigation. So she's driving his car, goes into the river, he dies. This happens around 1 or 2 in the morning after the bars close. Probably both drunk. I would probably bet everything I own that they were both drunk. So she gets out of the car, he dies, and she stays there on the side of the road until about 6 in the morning. At which time she walks a mile or two to a gas station to report the accident, and that her boyfriend, lover, whatever, a guy that she works with, is dead in the car. And she got out, and he didn't. So the cops come, you know, big investigation. This is a murder, or not a murder, it's a death. So, you know, is there foul play? You know, is it homicide? Is it manslaughter? Could have been prevented. What caused it? Blah, blah. So they come out there, and of course, at 6 in the morning, 4 hours later, her alcohol level is below the legal limit. Now, legal limit's 0.08. So if you're 0.06, you can't be arrested for drunk driving. Well, you can, but I mean, that's another story. But so you're below the legal limit. Well, your body burns 0.02 of alcohol each time. So if I drink an alcohol, let's say I have a beer, that's 2% alcohol. That'll raise my blood level 0.02 for every beer. So I drink this beer. My body burns 0.02 every hour. So if I drink 1 beer every hour and I blow, I'm going to stay at 0 because the beer I'm drinking is 2 and what I'm burning is 2. So there's that burn ratio to where it goes down. So if I have 2 drinks in an hour, now I'm at 0.04. My body burned 0.02, so I'm going to be at an 0.2. So the people will say, oh, you're over limit if you have 2 beers and drive. That's bullshit. But whatever. So I think she ended up being an 0.5 or an 0.6 4 hours later. Now, the only way she gets that way is if she drank after she had a wreck, which she didn't say she did. Well, she walks on this homicide, and she walks on a DUI. She gets no charges. The Supreme Agency, California Highway Patrol, says, hey, you know what? She went in the river. When she called us, we gave her a breath test. She was on a legal limit. We can't prove that she was drunk. It was an accident. Oh, the part about his car. Her story was they're driving, they get into a little argument. He grabs the steering wheel and pushes it and drives it into the creek. And that's why I got in the creek. It wasn't her driving. He did it when he grabbed the steering wheel. Well, because it's his car, it's reasonable that his prints are going to be on the steering wheel. So how do you say that she's lying? Hard to prove. You know, you can kind of jump to the conclusion and kind of be rational in what you think, but you know, it's going to be hard to convince the jury beyond a reasonable doubt that his fingerprints are on the steering wheel, so therefore it corroborates her story that he grabbed it. Or his fingerprints are on the wheel because it's his car, it doesn't corroborate anything that he grabbed it. But one guy's dead and she's alive telling a story. So, and then of course, you know, I get called in because she works for me, and you know, his wife's calling the next morning because he told his wife that he was at work. He didn't tell her he was out with his girl. So she calls and says, hey, I need the car. He needs to come home. And, you know, the people at work are like, shit, what do we tell her? We don't know. So they're kind of passing the chain. So she's kind of like, what's going on? Has he got to work overtime? And finally, they sent a couple uniforms out there to tell her husband's dead, and he ended up in a creek. And this girl was driving, and he really wasn't working yesterday. So, you know, but anyway, it was a messed up case. It was another case of, you know, double standard bias. If this would have been a guy and a woman would have drowned, totally different search. I guarantee you they'd have worked this case, charged it, and would have felt better about putting it in a jury. But put a woman who's crying, she's in the military, her husband's away, she was helping this guy who was drunk and just giving him a ride, he grabbed the steering wheel, they weren't doing anything, you can't prove they were doing anything, and now you're trying to make this poor woman look like she killed this guy because she was drunk driving. That's what I think happened. I always thought it happened. I still think it happened. Right, wrong, and different. I mean, there's deaths and things that go unpunished and unworked all the time. So that's my crazy cop story on if you get in an accident and kill somebody and the CHP's doing your investigation, wait 6 hours before you call them, and you'll walk away. All right? Look at that damn horse. He is a muddy mess. Mr. T, you've been in that lake swimming and rolling, boy. You're going to get a beating. And I bet Buddy put you up to that. Where's that other crazy mule at? He ain't even dirty. All right, we'll end that there.